Like on the way home though, still good.
Yum.
What's Roberto's, Precious?
Roberto's would be like, do you have Alberto's where you live in California?
I'm gonna say probably no.
There's a
Or I
chain in
don't know
Southern
of it.
California that's like related to it.
Is pizza.
Oh, okay.
Wait, what? No, I'm having Mexican food.
Oh. Oh. What am
I said
thinking of?
Roberto's. What did you? Are you thinking Rosati's?
Oh, okay. Yeah, Roberto's Taco Shop. Yeah.
Now there is a Rosati's next to the Roberto's I went to, so that's fair.
That makes more sense. Yeah, I
It's
usually
fine.
get
I'm mostly disappointed that Seaswap didn't retort Roberto's.
Roberto's.
That made me sad, but
Uh,
I'm happier for you and your tacos, I guess.
they make some really good chili rellenos. I definitely would have some Roberto's right now.
The special today is carne asada fries.
Nice. I like a carne asada fry on occasion. Not my usual go-to though.
My fat guy hack for the stream listening and for everybody here is, you get the carne asada fries for the deal. It's like $8 for the size,
Yeah.
and you get a tortilla on the side, and you essentially get a California burrito with extra fries on the side for the price of a regular California burrito.
Oh, that is kind of smart, actually. Hack noted. Alright, everybody, we are good. We are in game. And Cosmo will be back shortly, so let's get started. Quick recap previously on Arctis. As you all continue diving into the secrets of Razadul Ironvein's Golem factory. You had a little bit of a run-in with two stone golems at the door, Seaswab and Gerbella, but you triumphed. After searching through the vault, you've discovered numerous papers of Razadul's notes scattered across the compound, which detailed his dealings with the Archduke Spader from the Nine Hells, and the origins of your mysterious brass golems that are currently housed in the pyramid in Maginox. The notes all point to a single origin plate, an elemental forge called the Furnaces, sits snugly between the planes of Earth and but you don't know where exactly they are located, and how deep these furnaces were corrupted by the Nine Hells. Perhaps after you defeat the Iron Golem, more answers to your pressing questions will arise. We continue now as you have opened one of the final chambers in Razadul's research vault and discovered something particularly horrific. Soul pearls, suspended in midair by magical powers, were now being siphoned into an inactive iron golem that was lying on a stretcher. And now that a power source has once again touched Razadul's research vault, the iron golem has shuddered into life, rising from the stretcher, immediately grabbing the sword at its side, and charging against these unknown aggressors. Raine, since you attacked first, you managed to cast a powerful black hole in the center of the room, smothering the iron golem in darkness as you hear the iron creak and whine under the pressure. The rest of your friends, however, are thankfully outside of this room, not being crushed by the pressure of the Dark Star. We just started combat. It is now round 1 and Kozlo's turn. Now, as a note, Raine and Wangdoodle, this is kind of funny because you both have experience with the creation of iron golems. And this has deviated a little bit from just exactly how you created yours. But you do know the structure, the strengths, and the weaknesses of the golem. And whether you choose to share that with the party or not, entirely up to you. But if this iron golem functions anything like the one you currently have protecting your vault, you might want to be careful. Oslo, are you back?
He is not. I don't know if he's taking us all.
A water and a wee. All right, we'll wait till he gets back because when we get started, it will be the start of Kozlo's turn.
Do, 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 do.
Now, just as a reminder for all the players, let's adjust this real quick. Due to the Dark Star, no one can currently see the Iron Golem, as he is shrouded in magical darkness. The Dark Star, even if you have dark vision, you will not be able to see through the darkness of the Dark Star. If you have some sort of devil's sight, perhaps, that will allow you to see the golem. Otherwise, darkness sucks up all ambient light around it, and non-magical light cannot even illuminate it. Not even sound can be created or pass within the area, and any creature or object entirely inside the sphere is immune to thunder damage, and the creature is deafened. It can also not cast a spell that includes a verbal component. Just keep that in mind.
I think C-Swab would be able to with True Sight. I think he would be the only person who could potentially see through
And he
it.
only has 10 feet of true sight, so if that thing is within
cool.
10 feet of him
Neat.
anyway, he probably has bigger problems.
You know that she's gonna try and get that thing within 10 feet of C-Swap. It's like her only goal in this encounter.
Why do you think I made
it's
these
also-
doors extra big?
It's also difficult terrain.
It
I want
is.
you to
So
look
it
at
is,
me before you die.
so it is half movement in there.
That is
So I
correct.
don't know.
Well, we'll see how quick this Iron Golem lad is.
Okay, I'm yours.
Also, everybody has inspiration for our great video game puns.
They were really
True,
good, and that
good
is
reminder.
true. That is a great reminder. As a double, triple reminder, if you forgot what inspiration does, it will allow you to re-roll a d20 that you just straight up don't like. But you have to take the second result.
Can I re-roll one of the DM's d20s?
You wish.
Hold on. Counter offer. If we all agree to use all of our inspirations to reroll one, so we trade our 5 for your 1.
I don't like this deal. No deal!
Okay, so the situation as it is currently presenting itself, I'm trying to remember everything. It's inside magical darkness, so I can't see it from out here.
Correct.
Right? And we've previously learned that it's immune to fire because the DM hates me and everything that I stand for.
Well, the Iron Golem that we created and demonstrated for you in the vault technically is not immune to fire so much as is healed by fire. Hence why we put explosive runes all over its body.
Right, I was thinking more of the ones that we fought on the way to this, because as I recall, they were also immune to fire.
Oh yeah, I forgot about those. Neat. Good luck, have fun, buddy.
So that
Oh
assumption
my god,
can...
I remembered something.
You did! He remembered! I think that assumption is 100% fair. But again, casting into the darkness will be with disadvantage because you cannot currently see.
I'm gonna try something.
Okay. Oh, and just as a reminder, you are concentrating on detect magic.
Oh, right. If I lose that, it's kind of whatever at this point. There's magic. I found it.
There it is.
Yeah. I am going to get Spider-Chan out of my bag.
Okay. Spider-Chan.
Which I assume is an action of some kind. I don't know what action that is.
I will say it is equivalent to pulling a potion out of your bag, which would be a bonus action.
Okay. It's fine. Cannon can't do anything right now anyway. How fast is Spider?
Spider-Chan is climb 30, walk 30.
Can I send Spider... I'm just gonna have Spider walk... What is that? Like this.
This might kill the Spider-Chan. Darkstar will activate if a creature enters that space for the first time.
Just to be clear, it's not magical darkness. It is literally a black hole singularity in there.
Yeah.
Okay.
Just as a refresher course, if anybody forgot. Not to undersell it or anything, but yeah, it is. It hurt bad.
So if it enters that area and you choose to finalize this action, it will take 8d10 force damage if it fails a con save.
Okay. We like Spider-Chan too much, so we're not going to do that.
I'll just relink it so everybody can see it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well,
couldn't remember the
sir,
specifics of that.
your science is magic to me because I only read one book. The good book.
Good book.
Okay. But I do remember basically where it was when all this started going off, at the very least.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, last you saw it was in the center of the room.
So I'm just going to cast, I guess, Shatter on the center of the room.
What type of damage is Shatter?
I have to find it again. I always forget that there's a search in this thing. It is... what is it? Thunder damage.
It will be immune to that because of the Darkstar.
Oh.
No sound.
Any
Fuck,
creature or
sorry.
object inside the sphere is immune to thunder damage, and creatures are deafened. Artificer noises.
Get my man some breathable salve so he can calm down.
Breathe in. Breathe in a little more.
Alright, I'm just gonna Hail Mary then.
Hold it.
We're gonna Dispel Magic. I did it wrong. I'm gonna try to Dispel Magic on the Dark Star.
Oh.
Oh, you're gonna dispel Raine's magic?
Wait, Raine cast that?
Yeah.
I thought it cast that when it activated. I apparently don't remember nearly as much as I thought I did. Never mind. I'm gonna Dispel Magic the Golem then.
No more
Animate
breathable
the
magic for
Golem.
Kozlo. No more breathable salve for Kozlo.
Literally, I'm like scraping for things that I could possibly do here. We'll Dispel Magic on the fucking Golem then.
Roll a 1d20.
We'll keep. I like that roll. We'll keep that roll.
Are you serious?
Why did it make the noise?
Wait a minute. What?
You could have just let me fireball it, and none of this would have happened.
Yeah, you should have. Maybe you should have. None of you can see in the room. And Kozlo just YOLO dispels magic You hear a grinding, a creaking of metal, and a clanging sound, as if something was dropped on the floor. But you cannot see what has occurred. Just the strange noises that follow.
And how are those creaking,
No.
groaning sounds different from the sounds of creaking and groaning from it twisting metal already?
This one has a clang.
Yeah, this one has a very distinct clang of something being dropped.
Okay.
Oh, just kidding. You don't hear that.
more.
You actually don't know what the fuck happened because no sound can pass in or out of the area.
Oh, true. I really hope that I just somehow just deleted Zarina's carefully planned boss battle.
But we'll never know. It will just stand here for like an awkward amount of time.
It's now Schrodinger's Golem.
In
If
fact,
we don't
you know what?
Then it's not there.
You don't even know what's going on in there. Kozlo, does that end your round?
Kozlo will look at Phase Spider and look at Cannon and shrug. And that ends my round.
Face Spider shrugs with 4 out of 8 of her legs.
Oh, good job, Phase Spider. You're learning.
Grabella, you're up. You are eternally raging. The room is suffused in darkness. You occasionally see stars swirling in the dark. But no sound
I
is
can't
coming
see.
from the room.
I can't see shit though. Yeah. Did Devo say anything about what he did, or did he just do it?
Do you anime protagonists yell, "Dispel magic!" as you casted it blindly into the room?
Okay, you guys are doing a lot of weird magic shit and I have no idea what's going on. If I'm running in to hit it, if I stay here.
I wouldn't run in to hit it. You might sort of accidentally disintegrate.
Okay, then I'm staying here.
End of turn.
Would you like to hold an action?
Yeah. I can hold an action if it's coming forth. Should just be a swing of my big old thing.
Okay, so if it comes within range, you'll take a swing.
Yeah.
Okay.
You can sidestep over here with me, Grabella, so if it tries to leave the room, we're in its way.
Okay.
Sea Swab, you're up. Swirling darkness has encompassed the Iron Golem, and the room inside has gone completely silent.
I had a thought, but I don't think it's gonna work.
What's your thought?
Okay.
Talk it out. Talk it out with the class.
I was trying to think if there was a way I could do a minor illusion and put the monocle on it to go see what was going on.
You cannot put anything on an illusion, well, unless you make it real.
That's what I was thinking.
Does the monocle require attunement? I believe it does.
Yeah, so
That
that idea is out the door.
Yeah, so it would stop working when you take it off.
Like I kind of want to poke my head in and just see what the 10 feet shows me.
If you can get on the edge of it and see 10 feet inside. But if you poke your head in, you will make a con save and potentially take 8d10 force damage.
Well, I don't want to do that.
Are you sure?
Yeah.
Okay.
Hold on. Does the DM want me to do that? Is
Of course.
the question.
Yeah.
The DM wants me to take 8d10 force damage and just die.
Yeah.
It's not an Arctis session until the DM wants to kill Sea Swap, am I right?
I literally cast this spell in what I thought was the absolute safest possible debut imaginable. It's a contained room, it's a single target, everything is fine, and I'm already terrified that somebody is going to disintegrate themselves.
Just walk into the blender. Hey, what's this giant blender do?
Like Raine is regretting not shutting the door.
Well, I mean, I don't really got anything either. Like, if I'm being honest here, like,
Can always hold.
I mean, you can shoot spells in. Like that's
yeah, I'll
definitely an
hold. I guess
option.
I'll hold if something comes out.
Okay. What spell will you cast if you see him?
I will cast.
You don't have to like it. You just tell me.
I'll probably cast like I'm gonna cast lightning bolt at it.
Okay. Sounds good. Seaswab holds his action.
That'll be it for me.
Bang Doodle, you're up.
There's not a whole lot I can do with it being the way that it is.
The rest of the campaign is just us standing outside this door holding action.
Hold the door.
Hold the door.
Yeah, there we go. All right, everyone's in coverage now. We're gonna.
Yeah, everyone's in coverage now.
Yeah, everyone's
Zooms
in
in on
coverage.
Coslow.
Yeah,
Everyone.
everyone's in coverage now. It's great. It's great. You know what? Well, there. Everyone's in coverage now.
I'm gonna take a heroic action to move out of it. Use my
And then I'm gonna
inspiration.
use my action to vortex warp Coslow back into protection.
Yeah, just warp him into the fucking Dark Star. It's fine.
No,
Zorp.
warning shot first. And then literally command cannons to hold. 'Cause
Hmm.
I can't do anything else at this point. There's just this. So I'll hold.
Hey. Now
Um,
we
should I identify active angry golem? Fire.
Good programming logic. Good.
And I'll have for myself sorceress burst. Sorceress burst as a hold, if possible.
Okay. Wang Doodle, does that end your round?
Yeah, I love being prepared for some horrible thing to come out of the dark and catch us unawares. This is great.
Oh, I love horrible things coming out of the dark. I need to make a Constitution save.
Mm-hmm.
What's my spell DC, Raine?
It's 20.
Okay. He has magic resistance. He's gonna have advantage on this throw.
Mm-hmm.
You do not hear anything. Silence is unnerving. Raine, you're hoping the Dark Star is working as intended. Raine, roll me 8d10.
45 force damage.
That's
On
a
top
lot.
of whatever the previous one was.
Difficult terrain.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Have to do this quietly and carefully.
Mm-hmm.
Raine, you're up. Nothing comes out.
Sort of. Yeah, okay. Raine's just gonna step over here. I think that covers all of our gaps. At least he's gonna bump into one of us. So I guess I really thought, I don't know. Don't you guys know things like lightning bolt and stuff? I kind of thought you would just hurl a bunch of lightning bolts in there blind and just zap him.
You should have said that then.
Well,
Yeah,
I
we
can't- I
really
can't-
gotta communicate this fight. I don't know what's going on.
I threw an anti-magic thing in there. Maybe that did something.
Oh, okay. That seems neat.
Yeah, I don't know. I didn't know where it was, so I just chucked it in there.
Well, I'm sure that'll be really exciting. Would you all just rather me get rid of this? I mean, it's really powerful spell, but if you're all just gonna sit here and just get
Well, if
rid
you
of
want
it.
us to chuck lightning bolts at it, I can.
I have to run it to hit things, so I can't do anything.
Well, I imagine he's gonna come to us in a moment, Grabella, if he's not already looming right there at the edge of the darkness, and then he's gonna start murdering us, and then we can murder him back.
Okay.
That was my theory. Might take him a little bit, though. Okay. Well, in that case, Raine is going to cast... Mirror image. Full on seizure warning.
More illusory duplicates begin to hover around Raine, making her form hard to see.
And that will be Raine's turn.
Okay. Oslo, you're up. The silence is deafening.
I guess I'll have Cannon try to shoot where I think it might have been.
Cannon misses.
And I will try to Ray of Frost where it might have been.
Ray of Frost misses.
Okay. Can I insight check?
You
to,
cannot.
like-
You cannot see it.
Okay.
Magical darkness, kind of fucked.
I am done then.
Okay. Grabella, you're up. You can't even get a vague idea of where it is because there is no sound, no vision. You have no way of detecting them.
I'm gonna hold my action.
Okay. C-Swab, you're up.
C-Swab's gonna move up as close as he can without triggering the thing here. And then... Let's do... I'm gonna use my Staff of Frost and cast Ice Storm.
Okay.
I just want to fill the room. Fill the room.
Yeah. That is a stinger. Holy crap.
Golem gets to make that save with advantage. Hang on, game.
With advantage?
He has magic resist. He will try and make that again. DC, I mean, it's a 14 dex save.
I just make that for sure.
He fails.
He failed. Get out of here.
Get out of here.
Want to be Iron Giant, bitch.
Sea Swab, on top of the darkness of the Dark Star, you just start throwing icicles in there. Now it is a black hole as you add the coldness of space to the black hole. You're hoping you have hit him.
And I'm going to use the rest of my move to back up and then call that a day.
Wangdoodle, you're up.
Okay, we need to do some strategic repositioning here. Cannons are going to remain on hold. We're going to get out here. And we're going to do an experimental test here. See what we can find. Yeah, it'll do. From about there. So let me get a little closer actually. There we go. Now let's try this.
Okay, he does get to make that with advantage. One moment, that's another dex save. He fails.
Whee! Alright, maybe we did something. I don't know. We just threw... I basically just shook a bottle of old, like, soda, just, like, shot it down into the black hole.
It's not the disappearing into the darkness that's unnerving, it is the satisfying hiss that you're used to hearing when it comes into contact with something basic. You don't get to hear that satisfying hiss, you just get to throw the acid into the darkness and pray it hits something. But you know what? What it doesn't block is the smell. It starts to smell like pennies. Very, very strongly of pennies.
Smells like money in here. I like it.
If you start bleeding a little bit from the ears, that means it's working. Don't worry about it. Yeah, we'll hold to prepare to fire for cannons, and waddle our way back into protection, and then our turn.
That's a lot of VFX.
D4. Huh.
0 D4?
Why did it roll 0 D4? That's so silly.
That
Should be
is silly.
40 if there's zeros, right?
Roll me 2d4, please.
Sure.
0 d4. Okay. All of that first. Now, for the Dark Star, he will attempt to make a DC 20 con save with advantage. He fails. Excuse me, Raine, roll damage.
Nice.
Oh,
That's what you wanted me to walk into. You wanted me to walk into that 58 damage.
as you
Like
throw,
combined, I think we're north of 150 damage now.
as you throw things into the darkness. Raine, something cold and metallic seems to bump up against you. But you don't hear anything.
Oh,
You don't
I
see
felt
anything.
something cold and slimy, but not slimy, just cold.
Ew.
No footfalls. No screaming, no inhaling, no cries of pain. Just as you all stare into the darkness with your hands around your weapons, waiting for something to happen. Something happens. Something comes shooting out of the darkness. It actually looks like Wang Doodle's acid splash, except it's coming back towards you in a massive wave. Swab and Raine, you're suddenly surrounded in a choking blast of poison. Make me some con saves. Raine makes it. Swab fails. Raine, you absorb.
It's not poison, is
it? It is poison damage.
Okay, so that doesn't work. Never mind.
That will not do anything. I will delete that. Apparently I won't.
It asked me if I wanted to do it, and I was like, oh, rare opportunity to absorb elements. Nope, it's not.
It says poison is one of the options.
Oh, it's not one of the options to select in the drop-down.
The description of the spell says acid, cold, fire, lightning, or poison.
Oh, well.
Oh.
It does say that, but yeah, it's not one of the options to absorb.
Oh, weird.
Fuck it, it's fine. It's fine. Raine will take the damage. She already made the save, so.
Alright, Raine, you are going to take half damage from that, so half of 48's 24. It looks like it already applied, and Swab takes the full 48 points of damage to the face and almost falls. Swab, the poison goes in your mouth, down your throat, and suddenly you find yourself unable to breathe. It feels like you've just inhaled pure battery acid, and everything inside your body is burning. Your eyes water, and your your beak begins to run uncontrollably. You almost fall to your hands and knees, coughing and gagging. Raine, you bear the brunt of it, but you do not inhale and thankfully turn your head at the correct time. You feel the poison wash over the side of your face. It doesn't hit you as hard as poor Swab in the back. One moment. Raine, you're up. Oh my god, I can't. My throat is killing me. Raine, you're up.
So this thing bumped into me and spewed poison breath on me. So I'm going to try to stab at it in front of me.
All right. You miss.
I think it thinks it's getting clever. Don't really have any bonus actions that apply here, so Raine will take one step back. And that'll be it.
Okay. Oslo, you're up. All you saw was a cloud of green poison come from the darkness, and Swab is now currently choking and hacking on the floor.
Here's a vague idea. I don't know how well this will work while things are still in the darkness, but maybe it will work when it comes out of the darkness. I'm gonna fairy fire.
Where do you put it?
Right there. Because I see Raine and Sea Swab getting puked on and Raine trying to swing at something.
That's pretty good. Let's see if he makes that dex save. He does get to make it one more time because it is a magic effect. And he fails by 1. It doesn't change anything in the room, however, as any light he emanates, even magical, is still swallowed by the Dark Star.
I'm gonna have cannon. I can't move my cannon. Cannon, move.
Can't move your cannon?
Yeah.
Can you move it now?
I cannot.
I'll delete it and I'll put it back on the board.
Oh, it might have been because it was on initiative order for some reason.
Oh, that's probably why. Where do you want to move it? I'll move it for you.
I can move it now.
Okay.
I'm gonna move it up here, and we will. They're immune to fire, but fuck it, we're doing it anyway. Just to see if anything happens. We're gonna spray back in the direction that they got sprayed from.
Blasted. You blast a cone of fire into the darkness. You do not see the results.
Alright, that is the end of my turn.
Rebella, you're up.
Yeah. It's still in the scary darkness.
There
Is
is.
that what's going on?
It sure is.
I am useless as long as that is up. So, I am holding action.
Alright, gotta hold just in case something comes out of there. Sea swamp. The poison. Oh god, you would feel it coursing through your veins. Every part of you, from beak to toe, burns with internal fire. What do you do?
So she's not. He's gonna like fall back. He's fucking me. Actually, before I move, what do I do before I move? I'm gonna cone of cold back in that direction at him.
Alright, you blast cold air into the Dark Star. You do not see the results. You're hoping whatever is in there is dead by now. Or at least not active
now I'm
in
gonna
the
run
case
away.
of the Iron Golem. Sea-Swab, does that end your round?
Yeah.
Wangdoodle, you're up.
Good. We're gonna just go ahead and make some slight adjustments here. And we're gonna shimmy myself over here.
Well, poor Coslow's Eldritch.
Cosmos Cannon's in double coverage right now.
He's fine. He's fine.
Yes, I'm gonna hold my action for casting a spell because otherwise I'm pretty. No, you know what? Let's do more magical coverage. as close as I can get here. We're gonna do. All right, hang on. But I need to do this at a higher level because I've got some to burn here. We're gonna do another caustic brew, but we're gonna do it at a higher level if it'll let me. No, I don't want it at rank 1. Why we do this?
But why?
There's weirdness with like upcasting last session, I think, if I remember correctly. Somebody tried to
Yeah,
upcast something.
I couldn't. It wouldn't let me upcast, and I ran out of spell slots. It was really weird.
Okay. Let me write that down, and I will look into it. You can just
Yeah, I think
cast
I
it
forgot
at
it when
normal,
that
and
was
then take the appropriate spell slot, Wangdoodle, and then
Yeah.
add the supplemental damage after.
I'm gonna aim this line to basically go where we saw the poison come out of, which I think is like here. And then cannons are going to cover the rest of the area. Like here. And like here.
Roll me 3d8, please.
You got it.
All right. Wangdoodle, does that end your round?
No, I've still got 10 feet. I'm gonna strategically redeploy. There we go. Now that ends my round.
Somewhere in the darkness, things are happening. First off, he's gonna make a Constitution saving throw. He'll succeed. Raine, give me that dam. Half of 40 is 20. Do we recharge? We do not. Grabella, roll me a 1d4. Okay. One moment, please. Blindly, you see a fist come out of the darkness. It hits Wangdoodle, or attempts to hit Wangdoodle's Eldritch Cannon, but the fist flies over the small cannon's head. But you do have
Wait,
a
which
vague
cannon?
idea. The one on the left.
Okay.
Wait, how does Wangdoodle's cannon have more AC than C-Swab? That's bullshit.
Not hard
see
to
what had
believe.
happened was.
Yeah. That's made of metal. He is going to attempt once again to slam with disadvantage. Anything. And cannon barely misses the crit. Two swings come out of the darkness and just sail next to Grabella's head and over the tiny eldritch cannon. Raine, you're up. You have no idea if this thing is dead yet.
We have a pretty good idea. It's not dead. It just took swings. right, Cabela, I think I've softened it up for you. So, why don't you kill it?
Okay.
Raine will drop Darkstar.
The Iron Golem is now wreathed in the light of fairy fire. It glows brightly. Apparently, it has been shifting left and shifting right, and is now firmly on the right side of the room. The fairy fire glows around it, making it a very obvious target to hit.
Sorry, does Fairy Fire give us advantage to hit it? Is that how Fairy Fire works?
It does.
Okay. Raine will just come up here. And attack him. With super advantage.
With super advantage. All right, let's see it.
Think that works. Hey, it worked! Hell yeah.
That'll hit. You notice the golem is no longer wielding its sword. The sword is laying on the ground on the side of the room for some reason.
Okay. We'll attack him again.
Super advantage.
We'll do Booming Blade here.
That'll hit.
What? Plus 2d8 thunder.
Raine, as you hit it again, the golem begins to creak and crumple like a can being pressurized from the inside. The remnants of the acid have made the joints weak and floppy, and suddenly the head collapses in on itself. The arms begin to shake and fall off, and soon enough, it just becomes a heap of rusted and acid-bitten metal on the ground. It drops with a very loud clang, and due to the Darkstar's silence, it is very, very loud, and it echoes throughout the entire room. Clang, 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 clang. The last thing you hear, aside from the very loud clanging, is a sigh. It sounds like a small human scream.
I guess it was more hurt than I thought it was.
One moment, please. The pile of Iron Golem now sits in a rusted lump at Raine's feet. The rest of the lights inside of the chamber no longer have anything to channel their power into, and begin to flicker in and out. Soon enough, there is nothing left. The stretcher in the middle of the room is empty, and all light flickers off, and you are all left staring into the darkness.
You had said that there was some glow in its armor when we first saw it that seemed important. Is there digging around in its innards? Is there anything there?
The glow was no longer there. It seemed to have dimmed at the same time you heard that soft, humanoid-like scream. The soul pearls suspended in the air crumble and crack and become nothing more than magical dust.
But there's a big fuck-off sword over here, right?
There is a big fuck-off sword over there.
Is the magical darkness gone? Like, can we see it now?
Yeah, you can see inside the room.
Yeah.
The sword is big, old, pitted. Looks like it'd hurt a lot if it hit you in the face with it.
Yeah, so far that matches the qualities of a sword.
The very north part of the room is the end of a conveyor belt. The origin point of the conveyor belt here seems to be shut by a small metal door. At the end of the conveyor belt is a piece of paper, and inside the room on the left-hand wall is a brass-bound chest.
Want to read the paper first or check the chest first?
I was gonna read the paper first.
Sounds good.
You reach out and grab the paper. Instead of a long-winded journal entry, it appears to be a map. There's a long, convoluted series of twists and turns, tunnels that seem to go nowhere, and one exit that seems to exit into a stream of lava. You don't know where the entrance to these caves are. Perhaps someone else can make more sense of this. Someone used to the cave systems of the plane of Earth.
Looks like a kobold drew this map.
That is way too good of a map for a kobold map. Are you kidding?
This looks like the map that you would give a kobold, and then they try to recreate it to give to somebody else. Only it's not as good.
Yes,
they're
that
kobold.
I sincerely agree with that assessment. Yes.
I'll take
Can't even
the
be
map.
mad. They're right.
I'll take the map for future reference.
You pocket the map. It is now yours, and you can access it at any time from your journal entries.
Is it under?
Under residual notes. Under things of note.
There's some
I don't
stuff
have
in
it in
this
here
chest
yet,
over here.
so
Oh, it's if you go to the journal section, is it not there?
I see residual notes, and then I see blood smeared kobold note, genies and Element Menace, and wishes for dummies.
You have to click on Residual's notes.
Yeah, click
There's
on
a
Residual's
bunch of
notes.
thing in there.
Yeah, you-
Okay, I see.
it's
Oh,
a
wow,
f-
okay, I see.
Yeah,
that.
there's all the notes that you
It's a
found in
folder.
Residual's folder.
Gotcha. Okay. Yeah, I see that.
Raid will take some time here and start identifying this stuff in this chest.
What do you identify first?
We'll just go top to bottom. We'll do the consumable, then the equipment, then the shield.
The consumable is a tightly wrapped spell. The spell you're honestly not familiar with. You've never heard of it before. Something about fetching stone.
Oh. That's interesting. It's a spell to make a stony duplicate of yourself. That's it. That's the TLDR. Sorry.
What do you identify next?
We'll do the equipment next.
Raine, you've heard tales of these, but I'm not sure if you've ever seen one yourself. These stones generally hover over a caster's head and provide them various benefits. They are coveted by wizards and other spellcasters, as they confer various magical bonuses. This Ion Stone is one of insight.
Oh, well, this is interesting. So this stone, you will be more wise while you have it floating around your head, like orbiting around your head.
TLDR, your wisdom score increases by 2 while this orbits your head.
Is that good for anyone? Does anybody care about being wise? Maybe?
I'm very wise.
Wait, what about wise?
I'll just grab these so they actually pop up and you guys can click on them. Does that still work? I don't know. Then there's a shield in here. Raine will identify the shield next. Here, I'll link them now that they're in my bag, because I don't know if that worked.
This shield Looks like it's pressed of the same enchanted wrought iron that these iron golems are made out of, just fashioned into a more fashionable disc.
Is the Stone of Insight something you have to attune to?
Yes.
Yep.
Bleh.
But indeed.
What do I attune to these freaking days? Soul Hook, important.
Yeah, I'm
Shield.
kind of tapped on what I can be attuned to.
Important. Stone of
Don't our
Gold.
artificers have like extra attunement slots?
Yes.
Artificers do. I do not.
Grabella, you are attuned to the Luckstone, the shield, and your soul hook.
Mm-hmm.
I'll link the shield too. It's probably not better than your shield. I would be surprised, but
Yeah.
Just as a reminder, artificers can use shields.
oh shit,
Yeah.
that's
seems like
a key today I learned.
That's a Cosmo wing doodle thing
Yeah.
right there.
Boys,
Yeah.
shield,
Um,
shield.
I'm already kind of clangy, so yeah, give me. I'll take the.
Yeah, go for it.
All right, where are you at? Oh, you're underneath a pile of fucking. I'm just gonna put it on the ground. You can grab it.
I imagine like Wang
me?
Doodle like banging it into like the beat from like the Wolf of Wall Street. Matthew McConaughey's like,
Mhm.
It's just Wang Doodle coming up the road with it. Gonna blow you up. Gonna make a
Take
bomb.
Take a couple drips out of the cannon's flamethrower fuel tank, and then just spark it up to get the blue fire, just to kind of sit on the top of the shield for a second.
It dances on top of the shield as the shield's innate magical power reflects it. You see, as you hold
hold
it
on,
and look
let
at
me
it
check.
closer, bands of brass that also run through the iron in a decorative motif.
I need to see how many attunements I have currently.
4 out of 5.
Ah, perfect. We've got space for this.
As you equip it, you feel more prepared to take on an assault of magical spells. The things you are attuned to: Rhymefang's Hide, the Ring of Shooting Star, Spellguard Shield, Wand of the War Mage. Your
And-
5th one.
Oh, that's right. Goggles of Night don't need attunement.
Might be a Ring of Spell Storing. Yeah, a Ring of Spell Storing requires
it's a ring.
attunement. Yep.
Yeah. That's fine. Oh right, that's the ring that can store the level 5 spell in it.
Alright, what are you all doing?
Should we keep? I'm kind of curious. Like, should we head around the other way? Cause that conveyor belt was definitely taking that iron somewhere.
Well, it was turning it into parts and pieces that then were getting assembled, presumably. So you want to check out and see the assembly line?
Yeah, or we could go from the parts and go backwards, right? Because this has got to be turned into an ingot somewhere. The furnace has got to be connected here somewhere, right?
Oh, you mean like the furnace? The furnace we just got the map for furnace?
I don't know if it has a double furnace setup or what, but I mean, if you're making metal, the furnace is gonna be somewhere.
Well, the furnace was down in the southwest where all the raw materials were going in and then getting stamped into ingots, and then it kept going north and got stamped into parts and just kept going north up to here.
Yeah, okay, that makes sense. Wang Doodle's just, taking the fact of being next to a collapsing star to potentially forget, oh yeah, we've already seen this.
Raine is going to use one of her casts of life transference on C-Swab. Maybe.
Possibly.
I'm just getting a rotating loading symbol for that spell.
Kozlo will
And in
smear
5e.
smear some goo on Grabella.
Nah. Just let it happen.
If it's not loading for you, Raine, you will probably have to log into Foundry again, because it's doing the same thing for me. So why don't we do that real quick? We're going to take a quick 2-minute break, because DM also has to bio. And then we will be right back with some post-party healing up and see what we will do with the rest of Razadul's research vault. All right, 2-minute break.
All right.
I've been here the whole time.
Hooray!
Huzzah!
Does anybody here watch like Game Changer, Make Some Noise? Any of those shows?
Mm-mm.
I see a lot of the clips from it on like TikTok.
TikTok. Yes.
Yeah. I've seen a lot of Game Changer clips.
So they allow account sharing, so I may post in the Discord my account, and everybody's feel free to use it to watch. They allow account sharing, like they've said that they do. So
That's pretty cool.
if anybody wants to, feel free. I'll post it here. So the new season of Game Changer has been so fucking good.
Yeah, the clips from it have been.
Side note:
hilarious.
my girlfriend started watching her like when she's like reading a book, and she wants to put something on the background. She puts on Dimension 20.
Nice.
Ew, who would watch someone else play D&D?
Ugh.
So when I was getting my tattoo done, the lady doing it, because I was like, I made sure I asked her like, I need to be somewhere at 6, and so she goes, "So what do you have plans for?" I was like, I have D&D. She's like, "Oh, you play D? I've always wanted to like get into D&D, but like I just don't know anybody." I'm like, "Yeah, we've been playing for a long time. It's super fun."
So I have new life transference.
Yeah, I'm editing. I'm literally editing it right now.
Oh, okay.
Like, as you're talking.
I see. You are actively doing things. Haha. No, Siri, go away.
Hey, why isn't this patched already? Come on. What are you doing?
Alright. Raine, you can see if that will work now, otherwise I will futz with it later.
Huzzah! It says 0 for heat. I'll just roll normal and see if it actually does a thing. It did a thing!
Alright, Raine, you took 16 points of damage, and C-Swab, you healed for 32, as Raine's life force is taken from her and flows into you. You feel slightly better, but still quite beaten up. The hum of the thrumming energy flowing through Razadul's research vault is really the only thing that you hear. There are a couple of minor things that are creating light. The crystal here that is attached to some sort of panel, and the rotating red light in the Golem assembly line room. What do you all do?
Did we want to go check out the conveyor belt, or are we all good on the conveyor belt?
I feel like we should check out the conveyor belt.
Yeah?
Yeah, sure.
Sounds like an artificer thing. Maybe open the door?
Yeah, we can take another look.
It's up here. I think. This is the door you guys wanted to check out?
I hadn't even noticed that door up there.
Sure.
There's a bit of a wall between you and the conveyor belt. You might have to hop up on that stretcher there and then hop up on the conveyor belt. The door as you approach Kozlo gives kind of a shudder at your presence and then hisses open just by detecting motion. There's another iron...
Yeah, that's right, door.
There's another iron golem at the end of the assembly line, halfway through the assembly process. Though this one is not glowing with that eerie ambient light like the one you just encountered.
This seems safe. I will approach.
I'm gonna pause it here and let you keep going. Debated.
Wow. Fucking troll.
How do I get up on
Remember
this
to
conveyor belt?
keep all limbs away from the Springtrap animatronic locks. We are not liable for any dismemberment.
The golem
Yeah.
lies lifeless and soulless on the assembly line. It seems to be mostly complete, assembled together in pieces of pressed iron with some sort of internal wiry musculature. Honestly, quite creepy to look at.
Kozlo will look over to Wangdoodle and give the artificer, let's figure out what this thing is, nod of, let's figure out what this thing is.
Two nearby vents are rotating, spewing steam at a very rapid pace. You find yourself quickly sweating in the sweltering assembly line.
Reminds me of home.
Wangdoodle reaches into his bag, pulls out 2 wrenches, and hands one to Kozlo.
And I'll take the wrench and we can start to investigate the golem and figure out what's up with it. how it
Yeah,
works.
make me an investigation check. Wangdoodle, you can do this with advantage.
I love that it's like, yay, we get to do a science.
Wangdoodle, you can roll again. Oh, wait, never mind. You did with advantage. Wangdoodle, you get advantage because you just recently made one of these. In fact, this is an iron golem. You have it protecting Raine's vault, although yours is cobbled together perhaps a little more, dare I say, crudely. These are pressed into a shape as they have been put through an assembly line, forged from molten metal, poured into a mold, and fashioned into this vaguely humanoid-like shape, even complete with abs and leg musculature. These were designed to look like fearsome warriors as opposed to a mysterious magic armored protector. But aside from the form factor, the internal structure is entirely the same. This is just missing one important thing. This is for both of you artificers. It's missing a power source.
Wait, well, I'm sorry that I decided to do something, make it by hand, and make an artisanal, unique piece. All right, if I knew that the strange narrative voice that's going on inside my head liked things like this, which is just kind of stamped and pressed with absolute no personal touch whatsoever, then maybe I would build some factories.
Yeah, all I heard was Wangdoodle's is artisanally handcrafted. One of a kind. Bespoke, even.
Bespoke.
This is just manufactured trash. I mean, look how easily that thing crumbled.
Not
It's
only
just
does it
a
not
plastic
have any
shape.
life, it doesn't have any soul.
I could not have said it better myself.
Raine's biting sarcasm has a good point. It indeed does not have a soul. You presume because
Excuse me,
of...
that was sea swabs biting
Whoa.
sarcasm.
Whoa!
Whoa,
Double
damn,
biting
things.
sarcasm.
Swap can have fucking, deep thoughts over here. just a bird brain to the DM too.
Raine just siphoned off some of her biting sarcasm into C-Swab with that life transference.
There it is. What's mine is yours, and what's yours is also mine.
It's a life debt. Don't worry about it.
Oh, life debt. Oh.
Wangdoodle, you think about the journal entries that you came across in Residal's notes, and how the souls housed in these iron golems were not contained properly and occasionally screaming for escape. It was due to their vaguely more humanoid musculature and the wiring underneath. These things would be horrifying if they started screaming. Luckily, this one has not been enchanted, nor has a soul inside of it, so it remains dormant.
So, then where does the enchantment take place? This just seems kind of like a dud, doesn't it, Kozlo?
Kozlo, you presume the enchantment took place in the room where you battled the active iron golem, where all the magical soul pearls were being channeled directly into the iron golem's housing.
Yeah, maybe that's what that other room was for. We killed one that just woke up.
Yeah, but Wangdoodle's confused because where are these notes? Wangdoodle has in his head that the metal itself is imbued, and was working off of an assumption that happened with the special furnace. But this metal doesn't seem to be imbued for as far as Wangdoodle's been able to observe.
That is correct.
Yeah, this is the trash iron. This isn't the soul brass.
The journals spoke of the iron being unable to fully house a soul for too long, and occasionally the iron golems that contained souls would thrash about, scream, primal human screams. Perhaps they stopped production after too many failed experiments.
But this production's still going on, though.
Is it though, or is it just because we turned it on? It looked like it had not really been in production for, well, very long time.
I could go either way. All right, so this is imbued metal that kind of works, but doesn't work that well. It's not as good as the brass. I think we should just keep following the conveyor belt back. But this is interesting. Okay, yeah, you can run some extra cablings and port struts, and Wangdoodle will just make some notes on and title it Golem diagram parentheses with abs and parentheses.
Raine's final destination senses tingling, going backwards up a conveyor belt, so Raine is going to stay right here. Okay,
He doesn't trust that the artificers won't do something to get us blown up, so he's just going to stay a safe distance back.
you guys shout if all the doors close and seal you in, and I don't know, saws and hammers start operating by themselves autonomously, reaching for your tender flesh.
But the heat in here is so good for exfoliating. For your types.
I'm quite
scales.
good, thank you.
Just offering.
Kozlo will inch his way past the steam vents.
Kozlo, make me a perception check.
Oh.
Kozlo, there's something going on the other side of this door. You hear this distinct sounds of... It sounds like a bag of gears, nuts, and bolts being shaken around a metallic container. It is honestly quite loud and quite chaotic. Jingle, jingle, jingle. jingle, 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 jingle. The sound continues relentlessly.
Well, I'm curious.
Hey, you hear that?
Huh. Not that. I mean, it sounds like a couple screws are loose.
But tis.
Come back next week for more Wangdoodle. I'll attempt to open the door.
Okay, go ahead.
Assume this one has not like auto opened as I approach.
It is not. You can always try to pull them apart. I'm gonna pause it real quick. Behind the door seems to be the source of the jangling, and it's not quite what you expected. You expected to see an iron golem, perhaps even a couple pieces of an iron golem, but here you see a writhing mass of red jelly, and inside the jelly are a bunch of cogs, gears, and bolts. They're swarming around inside of the jelly as if they were picked up Katamari Damacy style over the sticky goo. And this thing is crawling across the conveyor belt at a unnerving speed, back and forth. And it is the sound of the bolts that it is dragging underneath its quote-unquote ooze-like feet, slamming against the metal of the conveyor belt that is making this ruckus. There are 2 golems underneath the Gearmass. Both of them look like they were in various stages of assembly. But in the center golem, one of its arms has been shredded, pulled apart. The wiring is frayed, and it doesn't look like it's in any place to... it looks like it's been pulled off very harshly. Also missing a leg, and the same wiring again is frayed with open cables not protected by the insulating power of plastic. There is another golem here, and aside from its head, most of the metallic casing is gone, leaving it with only the wiring structure that reminds you of nerve endings in a body. It's just a head and wires attached to it with all the metal completely gone, dissolved or eaten off. You see bits of the red ooze attached to both of these golems. And they, as you watch them, the little bits of ooze quiver and quickly reattach to the Gearmass. Seeing the motion of the door, the Gearmass quickly throws itself up against the door, writhing and taking up the entirety of the space. Artificers, what are you doing?
Observing that if you look at the table, it tells you, eschew body, become octopus.
What?
Yeah, you see the one that's like doesn't have the skeletal and the muscular system? Like that one there? You just become eldritch.
Oh,
Remove body, become octopus.
Yeah.
Gross. I'm gonna have you two
Yeah.
roll initiative.
Oh, that's such a brilliant idea. I love that.
How will our heroes get out of this mess? Find out next
my
time.
God.
Use inspiration. Use your inspiration.
Nah,
Use
that
its
was
inspiration to fix its initiative from so does it never go because it's negative? It's just caught in a perpetual time loop.
No. It just has a 1. Kozlo, you're up. Suddenly sensing the motion, the Gearmass begins to attempt to throw itself against the door. What do you do? The door has slid into the walls and prevents you from closing it again.
occupied.
We have the brain link active, yeah? I assume we do because we.
Speaking, I don't think we do.
Raine,
At
least
did
I
you
didn't specify
spend a
it.
spell slot to cast it? Yes or no?
It doesn't cost a spell slot. It's a ritual spell.
Oh.
But we were playing with C-Swab and Grabella last session without having it. So I'm gonna say we just don't have it for reasons.
That's probably fair.
Raine is getting forgetful in her whatever age she is.
Wow.
Wow.
He's 29, guys.
So Kozlo's just gonna scream down the hallway.
We found a thing to kill.
Use disengage as a bonus action and just start fucking running.
Good luck, buddy.
There he goes.
See, Swab, there's a thing.
You gonna kill it?
Kozlo, does that end your round?
Yeah. God, my fucking turret is a million years away. Oh, but I used my bonus action. I can't command it anyway.
Doodle, you're up.
Good. Yes. Perfect. So what we're gonna do is we're going to move me as safe as we can, and then here, yeah, here, here. All right, good. There we go. Perfect place to definitely hunker down and hope all of this works. First things first. Where's my beautiful wand of fireball? Let's see. Where are you? Yes. This is a perfect place to put that.
I'm gonna update that real quick.
Why is it asking me to redo the template?
Because the automation was out of date. Give me 1 second.
Okay.
One second. Okay, it should be okay now if it didn't work before.
Okay. Damage. It's coming off of my, well, wait. Does the arcane firearm add on to that?
For your wand, no. You can't cast a thing through your firearm that is a wand.
Alright. Roll it.
The Gearmass fails the save, and the room is engulfed in flames. And when the flames die down, the Gearmass appears unharmed.
Great. Alright, time for phase 2. What? Hello? You? It's not doing a thing. Alright, we're just gonna roll this. We're gonna manually roll it because we're having a problem here.
Oh, let me, actually, I fixed these guys. Hang on. They're still on the old
Okay.
deck.
It did say it had more than one thing called Force Blast, and I wasn't sure what it was doing.
You can try it now.
Alright. There we go. No, that's fine. Normal's fine.
That'll hit.
Yeah, we'll take that. We'll take some of that.
You blast off a very large chunk of the red jelly that's containing at least 10 nuts, bolts, and gears, and it goes flying off into the distance.
Great. Let's go ahead and shimmy it back, and we're going to do it twice.
All right, let's see the second one. Give me it back 5 feet. That'll hit.
Wonderful. So happy about it.
You push it back another 5 feet.
Yes.
It goes
Alright,
halfway
cool.
over the conveyor belt, its ooze-like nature stretching like silly putty over the edge.
Oh, thanks. I hate it. Insight. Why not?
What would you like to know?
This is the wrong time for me to be granted power.
You can know 2 things.
I'd like to know how damaged it is, and I would like to know. Can I know how fast it can move?
Yes. It has a base walking speed of 20.
All right, I think this will work. Yeah, it's big. Seems kind of slow though. And that'll be it for my turn.
Yeah. The Gearmass, pulling itself together, moves forward 20 feet. Clanging loudly as it scrapes itself across the conveyor belt. Clang, 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 clang. It double moves. Just all pseudopods and appendages scrambling up the conveyor belt towards Wangdoodle.
Wait, so if it gets hit by 3 cannons, then we make its effective base movement 5 feet.
That is correct. C-Swab, I need you to roll for initiative.
Initiative.
Raine, because you are also in the hallway, and Grabella by proxy. Go ahead and roll initiative for me. Raine, you're up. There's something very loud coming from this metallic conveyor belt hallway.
I feel like I said something about whirling parts and things and going into where everything's getting manufactured, and here we are. I hear whirling parts coming down the hall.
Clang, 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 clang.
It's more like a very loosely secured, bag of accessory bolts.
I think that's all Raine could do. She can't really get in line of sight of this thing, so good luck, have fun. That's it.
Grabella, you're up. There's a wall there. You'll have to climb up on little stretcher there. Yeah, and go around. Grabella, you might be muted.
Yeah, sorry. What are we fighting? It's the thing around the corner.
What are we fighting for? You can't see it, but you can hear it.
I definitely heard that.
If I double move, that just takes up a action, correct?
That is correct.
Yep.
Okay. I can come right here.
What in the hell?
That is a lot of move.
Yeah, I have 60.
You have 60 fly. You just
No,
keep-
I just was checking that, so either something is broken, because when I turn on fly, it says 120.
yeah,
No,
when you
I had the wings off.
Oh, I think it's on override. You should have just a base 60 fly speed, but you cannot fly in the conveyor belt area. There's no clearance. It's about 5 feet tall. You might even have to crouch a little bit. I'll fix your dragon wings after the game.
So I can move, and that'll be it. And
Dragon
it'll be,
wings.
like, there-ish.
Yeah, your fly should be base 60. I think it is just giving you an additional 60 for some reason, but I will fix that bug.
That's all I can do.
Oslo, you're up.
What fun. You know what? Let's solve this movement problem. Let's get Giga Grabella going.
Oh, God.
Uh-oh.
And I turn her into a Tyrannosaurus Rex. No. Well, kind of.
Not again.
Alright, Grabella, you are under the effects of haste. Your movement speed is doubled, so now your walk will be 80 instead of 40.
And I get double the moves, correct?
You get an extra attack. Well, you gain an additional action on each turn, yeah.
Mhm.
And also
Okay.
+2 to AC.
Alright. Got it.
Alright, Kozlo, does that end your round?
I should start moving my cannon.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay.
Alright, all good?
Let's do one of these just for fun, just for kicks. We'll do one of these relatively useless rolls.
Unfortunately, that is not high enough to discern anything about the Gearmass. Plus, you are out of line of sight of it.
Oh, am I? Okay.
Yeah.
Well, I discern my own feet.
There they are! Are they? Wangdoodle, you're up! The slithering mass of gears contained in red jelly is, a little bit faster than you expected it to be. Worryingly so.
No. This is fine. This is fine. Yeah, this is fine. Alright, so this is gonna work. We're gonna go ahead and have the cannons activate real quick. There we go. So the first one's gonna do a flamethrower attack.
Okay. Wangdoodle, not only do you miss, but you have already figured out that he is immune to fire.
Yeah, listen, that's because I need to reposition. This is all fine. Cannon
Cannon
we're
2?
gonna do this, and then cannon 2 is we're gonna do the big push.
Cannon 2 misses.
No, we're not. You know, nah, that's fine. It's fine. All right. You know what? Let's see how well the sorcerer's blast works. Let's try that.
That'll hit.
Okay. So it seems to be goop, and Wangdoodle's going to take that as an emulsion. We're going to add acid to it and see what happens. We're also going to add 1d8 for the arcane firearm. And roll. No 8s, unfortunately.
No 8s. You change it to acid, and it hits the Gearmass, and the acid sloughs off it. Just drips off. It doesn't stick at all. No bubbling, no reaction. It is immune to acid damage.
Oh. Yeah, that's very interesting. Okay. Fire, no good. Acid, no good. Probably gonna be short one cannon after this. Then let's try an insight. Why not? Oh, that's not the tab. There we go.
What would you like to know?
Does it have another resistance besides fire and apparently acid?
It is immune to being blinded.
Great. So good to know. All right. Has no eyes. Impervious to acid. Fire does nothing. I was having so much fun. Okay, that'll be it.
Very good. Sea-Swab, you're up. You can't see what's down that hallway yet, but man, you can hear it. Like the artificer slamming a bag of gears against a metal wall. Is not subtle.
Oh, what'd you guys find over here? Oh my god, it's so ugly!
Friend?
As T-Top has already witnessed them throw shit at it and it has not worked. We are going not friend. I'm just gonna drop a tidal wave down this hallway.
Just wash it away. Alright, roll the damage for me on that. Fails the dex save. Horribly. Water rushes over it, and finally, it wasn't the acid that did it, but the water contacting some of the gears inside causes them to oxidize and rust. The Gearmass does not look like it is pleased with that. It starts kind of twitching and scratching at itself slightly. It does seem to work. Water absolutely affected it. However, it is immune to being knocked prone.
Wow. So that was, water. Okay. That's gonna be it for Sea-Swab's turn.
Alright. Next up, Gearmass. The Gearmass, as an ooze-like creature, does not seem to care about the eldritch cannon, and it slides underneath the cannon's legs, flattening itself against the ground and reappearing in its bulbous nature on the other side of the cannon. Which one of you, and I'm assuming I already know the answer to this, is wearing more metal?
I mean, I would assume that it's Wang Doodle, because I don't think I've got much metal on me.
Yeah, I'm pretty certain that's gonna be me.
I'm pretty sure it's gonna be Wang Doodle. Alright.
Like, maybe there's a little piece of metal in my staff.
You have that chain shirt, right? That we gave you from the stash. But I think that's about it. You're right.
I don't think I'm... Oh, I'm wearing the... Yeah, I'm wearing that. It's the Elven Chain of Necrotic Resistance. I'm wearing that. But it's under, not that it would probably matter against this thing, but it's under my very, very nice silk robes.
Well, that won't
Speaking
matter
of
very
this-
much. Let me look at Wangdoodle's armor. Oh, you have that shield on. Yeah, you definitely have way more metal on.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
The Gearmass summoning up his pseudopods that are now full of gears. He shifts all of the gears to the front two arms of his pseudopod nature, making them these spiked, gelatinous, like, smashing things. And we'll gear slam Wangdoodle. He brings down both of his arms, blam, on the conveyor belt. Fuck, it is loud. It's like somebody hitting a hammer on a piece of sheet metal. A Wangdoodle, he misses the first attack. He's gonna do it again. This one will actually hit.
I will use my reaction.
Alright, +5 bonus to AC. Does that make it a 23? And the second gear slam will miss.
Yeah, shield.
The Gearmass hungers for the gears in your pockets. Raine, you're up.
Huh. That's neat. It's a little far away from me. So... do you have any supporty things that I can do for these guys? No, if I did that, you guys would complain, because then you wouldn't be able to smack it. Playing a support wizard with this crew, I swear.
I wanted to hit it already for lots of damage, because it wasn't immune to my shit.
Alright, we're gonna do this. We are going to... oh no. Replace template. I'm gonna put it there. It's creatures of my choice, so I couldn't like unselect the cannons.
You can.
Not and place the template. How do I do that?
After you place the template, it should give you like a pop-up that shows you all the creatures that are affected by your template, and you just unclick the cannons.
Yeah, it did all of that the second I placed the template. It just like jammed it all.
Okay.
So.
One of them's okay.
One of them will be fine. The Gearmass fails the wisdom save by rolling a 10, and it is affected by slow.
I don't know what you mean one of them will be fine. None of them made the save.
Sorry, I misspoke. Both of the cannons are not affected by slow.
Oh, great. Perfect.
Since it is creatures of your choice.
Huzzah!
Alright, Raine, the Gearmass suddenly, its quivering nature, it starts to slow down. It seems sluggish now.
And just for shits and giggles, we will also Mind Sliver it.
It fails the DC 20 int save with an 11 and is affected by the Mind Sliver.
Set somebody else's spell up. Alright, that's it. Good luck, have fun!
Grabella, you're up.
All right. Go up here. We get to hit 3 times.
Yes, you are hasted. That'll hit. Okay, you imbue it with fire. Savage attacker. Grabella's first hit just slams into the Gearmass, and red jelly goes everywhere, splashing down the hall. Some of it into the vents, and it bubbles and pops.
The Divine Fury thing is not working properly.
It doesn't give you a damage button? Or-
Nope.
Swear to God, I fix that every other session. I just
Was
tested
it
it.
already included in the damage roll? I see 6 fire damage in the damage roll.
No, that's my fire giant.
That's the fire giant. I will
Okay.
make a note to fix it again.
No.
I just roll it manually.
Yeah. Grabbing it.
1d6 plus half your barb level. And an extra 9. The necrotic or radiant? You chose radiant,
Radiant.
right?
Number 2.
Alright, second attack. Oh, Grabella might actually turn this thing into putty. That'll hit.
And third attack.
Don't forget to roll damage before you, or after you do
sorry,
a
sorry,
successful
sorry.
attack.
That one's 21.
Oh! Grabella, you come swinging down the hallway, flail in hand. First one crushes the Gearmass. The second one, you just swing it in a wide arc. You get like most of the gears off of the conveyor belt, and this thing goes hurtling back into these vents here. It begins to boil and bubble and hiss, and the gears suddenly clog up these vents. And with an ear-splitting, the vents stop producing gas. And they stop working entirely. The Gearmass is dead, leaving a bevy of nuts and bolts, spare parts, and bits of Golem that it was chewing on for sustenance in its wake. And now half of those nuts and bolts are currently locking up that venting system.
Yeah, that was the plan!
Make me a perception check, everybody.
Did we just make Hexus, y'all?
A 2, a 17, a 6, and 11, waiting on Grabella.
What was I running? Sorry, a perception check?
Mhm.
So good at these.
The rest of you don't seem to notice this, but C-Swab, you're right up next to Grabella. You see the Gearmass just get pretty much baseball batted into these vents. The vents lock up because of the nuts and bolts in them and cease working. Everybody's like, whew, that was close. Wow, glad that's over. But underneath your little bare bird feet, you feel a tremor. Very subtle. A couple of the gears from the Gearmass body, you look down, begin to kind of, almost like Jurassic Park, like twitch, bounce. And they settle down again. And they twitch and bounce again, a little more stronger now. Make me a quick Arcana check. Oh. Clogging up those vents is causing the system to pressurize. You feel the rumble again now, a little bit stronger.
We need to get off of this conveyor belt, like, right now.
There was a note in that room I wanted to grab.
It might be better if we grab it at a different time.
What exactly is going on?
Rumble.
This whole thing is pressurized. It can blow at any second.
Wangdoodle and Kozlo, you both start to do the numbers in your head, and you look over at the vents that are no longer working. Oh yeah, that does make sense. In fact, the research vault as a whole is starting to pressurize strangely. Wangdoodle, you hear a high-pitched screeching noise. It sounds like a tea kettle that is boiling over.
Okay. I'm gonna try this. I'm going to... So, can I see all the stuff that's kind of jamming up the fans?
Yeah, it looks like somebody just dumped in a bag of gears over both of the fans.
Great.
Red ichor is gluing them in place and dripping down into the vents.
Fantastic. I am going to focus on using the gears there that are jamming up the vents. I'm going to use the fabricate spell to transform... I'm going to basically try to make storage lockers out of the gears that are jamming the vents.
Where do you put the storage lockers?
Like there.
Quickly, Wangdoodle, for the gears that you can see that are clogging these vents, you fabricate them, summon up enough magic to cause them to hover over the vents. They come together, gear into gear, interlocking and creating a small box. And it creates a slightly larger box. You place the box here, but that is just the gears that you can see. Though you now have a lovely storage locker made out of nuts and bolts and cogs, there's a bunch of sticky red ichor there. These are now moving, but very, very slowly. You've bought yourself more time. This place is still pressurized. Most of the gears have probably fallen into whatever secondary system is under these fans. You've probably bought yourself enough time to be able to grab that paper in the room, though.
You wanted to go get that note?
Kozlo's just going to start booking it.
Isn't Grabella like freakishly fast right now?
Yeah, she is, but hold on.
Kozlo's going to run to the opening of the door. I'm going to Misty Step to the note. Because I have that and I've never used it.
Ooh. Okay, you can click where you want to go and it'll teleport you there.
I'm just going to grab this note and run.
Okay. Go ahead and double click it just so you have access to it, and then it appears to be another map.
That's just a stupid map! Wait, maybe it's a treasure map. Never mind.
This might be important. Tuck it away for later.
And we begin to haul every available ass.
Everybody notices now that the entire research vault shudders as metal sheeting begins to warp slightly. Rumble.
Gotta move, gotta move, gotta move.
The conveyor belt area starts to become unbearably hot. Except for Grabella, you don't seem to notice it very much.
I feel like Grabella's waiting for the last possible moment so she can do like the flash sprint out for maximum drama.
Or Grabella's gonna die in that conveyor belt, either or.
And my
Sunglasses on, just walking out with the explosion.
browser is lagging.
Kozlo scoops up the phase spider.
Come on, buddy.
We can just hop out right out here.
Yeah, that should be.
Actually, wait a minute. Can one of you guys hotwire one of these ships and get us out of here?
Can we jump out this door, or is this like way high in the air?
It's both high and completely enclosed by glass.
Oh, okay.
There's the sand skiff. Can we ride the sand skiff out of here?
If
It's
That's how
activated.
the idea of like jumping through the glass like an action movie doesn't cross anybody's mind.
It was high up. Otherwise, I would have shot it.
I wouldn't really want to do that. If we're facing the explosion,
Rumble.
introducing extra oxygen will just make a more violent reaction. Let's not do that.
Kozlo runs up to the controls to this thing and tries to get it working.
Also, make me an Arcana check with disadvantage.
Wagdoodle, you might be needed up there.
Oops, I only rolled once.
Yeah, I'm not smart. I'm back here.
Kozlo, you, aside from the steering wheel being a bit rusted, and the weird golem sitting behind you, you think the ship could actually run. It's just the power source. The Borean shard in the back is almost completely spent. It only has enough power to maybe move this ship back to the entrance. The thing is on E. It's on like double E. Unless you want to use your own Borean shards, then you might be able to get it a little bit further out. Otherwise, this just does not have enough power to run itself anymore.
Do we want to keep this thing, or do we just want to get the fuck out of here?
I mean, I thought it would be cool to keep it and drive around the plane of Earth in a plane of Earth car, but fuck it.
Do I have a Borean shard?
One of
Raine
us
has
does.
many Borean shards, but not
Yeah.
on us.
Oh, I have
Gave
4
you
green
guys all
Borean
the
shards on me.
extras.
Okay. Where was the thing? The fuel thing?
The fuel source is in the
back here.
back.
Kozlo's just sprinting back and forth in a semi-panic and shoves a green Borean shard in it.
Okay, it's going to cause you, it's going to take a little bit of time for you to open the back panel and adjust the wiring and reroute it through the much smaller Borean shard that you have in your hand. You want to take the time to do that?
Do I feel like I have time to do that, or is the whole place about to explode on me?
That might be a better question for Wangdoodle. Wangdoodle saw just exactly what the Iker did, the venting. It bought you a little bit of time, but Wangdoodle, make me an Arcana check, please.
You got it. Ready to
Kozlo
fail.
is working on this in the meantime.
Whoa! I will not just give you how much time you have. I will tell you exactly how much time you have, and I will start a timer. You have 2 minutes and 30 seconds before this place starts to deconstruct itself.
No!
Timer has started.
Kozlo is
How-
furiously working to get the thing going until someone tells him to leave. He's just like, I gotta do this, otherwise we're fucked anyway.
You begin to futz with the wiring, pulling off the back panel in a rush. Wangdoodle, your cannons are gonna have to fucking move.
Do.
With full access to that back panel. And it looks like, yes, everything is wired into the Borean shards. You think you could reroute it. It's like, well, hooking up a car battery to like 4D batteries, but it might get this thing moving at least to the a fair bit away. A fair bit away, let's say. The first minute passes and you begin to sweat. You're wondering if it is actually enough power to get this thing moving. Another minute passes. 30 seconds. Your hands are now covered in sweat.
That's just Kozlo's natural state, let's be honest.
Suddenly, the last wires you splice together and wrap them up. The Borean shards, the 4 that you have, are now deleted from your inventory, as all of their power is now viciously and hungrily sucked up by the sand skiff.
Punch it!
There's a hum, and sand begins to blast out of the back of the skiff. The ship shudders to life. As the ship shakes, the dust off of the windows begins to slough off. And you can now see in front of you quite easily. What's this real quick? No sight restriction. Wang Doodle, even push the button and the little windshield wipers work.
You're welcome! I fixed that while I was back here!
Appreciate it. Make it easier to steer.
Quickly hovering above the sands, the skiff shudders to life, and throwing any of you that are not very dexterous against the back of the wall. Everybody except Wang Doodle, make me a dexterity save, please. Raine, you keep your footing.
Dexterity, you said?
Dexterity save, please.
Hell yeah, I'm dexterous as fuck today.
If C-Swab fails his roll, you can grab him and prevent him from slamming into the back of the ship. C-Swab, make me a dex save. But C-Swab is fine. He's got his ship
I think you should
legs.
just grab him anyway, though.
Yeah, I'm gonna hold this.
Picks up C-Swap, holds out like a teddy bear.
He's
What,
so
uh,
light.
What like race built these sand skiffs? Or whatever?
Now, genies,
Yeah.
elementals.
Grabella's sketchy grandpa.
Yeah, Grabella's sketchy grandpa.
My weird grandpa who's a totally a great
Elemental,
person.
elemental sky skiff, cobalt sky skiff, all made by goblins.
The ship roars into life, and you hear the research vault behind you begin to pop like an overshaken can of soda. Poof, poof. Steam begins to billow everywhere, and the skiff roars into life. You escape Razadul's research vault as you look out the side windows as you give it a good turn, Wang Doodle. Research vault implodes. Steam broils out. Whatever secrets might be left, they're no longer. The pops fade into the distance, muffled by the desert sands. The skiff exits from an unseen exit underneath the sands and appears in the bright sunlight of the plane of Earth. The skiff now hovers just right above the sand, and you gun it back to the shattered camp. One moment, please.
Is anyone familiar with the movie Spaced Invaders?
I am not.
I'm imagining. Okay. There's a scene at the end where they're all trying to escape, but their ship is too heavy. And there's a guy who gets flung to the back of the ship. And they're like, we need to lose more weight. They're like, we already threw everything. And the guy's like, except. And then he pulls the lever to dump all of the poop in the ship. That's kind of how I'm imagining this.
But the poop are the friends we made along the way.
Sorry for spoiling a 40-year-old movie.
No!
How
No day.
dare you? We're all demonetized. Take it down.
What about the fuel economy that we could get if we dumped all the iron golems out of here?
Where was that great idea like 30 seconds ago?
Yeah, that probably would have helped.
Well, it's like an artificer thing. I hate taking things away from you guys. Like, it's your niche.
Aren't
guys
you
love-
literally a queen?
Well, yes, but if I have to solve all of our problems for us all the time, then it doesn't leave any problems for you all to solve. With your wrenches and your spanners and your bombs.
I'm gonna remember this come election season.
We're just gonna pretend the Audacity here is your makeshift sand skiff.
When it comes to electricity, I literally elevated you to landed gentry. That is election season.
I don't think there's electing here.
But promotions mean less work. But why are you giving us more work?
As you keep the sand skiff close to the red stone walls of the canyon that the shattered camp is at, you decide not to go for a joyride as Raine reminds you that there are other Dao camps in the vicinity. If another skiff, or if a Razadul's skiff is seen cruising around the sands, it might cause a bit of a commotion. You pull the skiff into the shattered camp and exit once again. What do you
Raine
do?
definitely does not remind people of that. No.
You could take a joyride around the shattered camp or the plane of Earth.
Yeah, like let's look in the navigation history on this thing. Where's the last place Razadul went? Let's go there. The furnace, it's right there. Look, it's at the top of the list.
That reminds me, I found a map.
Cool. Does anybody know how to read this particular map, though?
I can read anything.
Yes, but
Except
do you know
maps.
where? Right. Do you know where things are, like relative to where we are presently are?
Oh, it's real easy on this map. We are in the elemental plane of Earth.
You see how that's a really big area, though, right, Kozlo?
Actually can't find the map again to look at it.
It's in journals under things of note, and then Razadul's notes. There should be map of the plane.
I see it.
Yep. So see, like, there's
Yeah,
this,
we're
like,
just right here.
Right. But you do realize, though, Kozlo, that we're very, very small on this map. Very
The
small.
Venuses are right there. We just go.
Huh? Okay. Somebody else, can somebody pitch in here?
We can even stop by the City of Jewels on the way. Look, it's right there.
I'm sorry, is this saying Sea of Worlds or See the World or Sea World?
Well, you got family?
Why use lot word when few word do trick?
I actually have another
college.
point, though, I'd like to raise. So we'll notice how a lot of things in there didn't seem to give a fuck about fire, right? And we want to go to a place closer to the plane of fire. Ultimately want to go to the plane of fire, actually, I believe. What are we going to do when we get there if, nobody can do things to people who are immune to fire? Do you have a plan for that? Kozlo, I'm looking at you very pointedly, but I do mean everybody here who does lots of fire damage, not just you. I'm not trying to single you out in particular. I'm just happen to be staring at you very pointedly, you understand?
Well, I can do lots of things that are immune to fire.
Oh?
Yeah, there's this great little trick that I learned from Raine. From not Raine, that's you. From
I don't know why you get me confused with Azrael all the time. It's very strange. We're nothing alike at all.
It's happened once.
That's not true.
Happened like twice.
You're more alike than you guys think, that's for sure.
That
I
is
feel like you have a
false, Chris.
similar soul.
Doesn't Azrael have like a lot of soul? Never mind.
Well, yeah. So
The
one of
chances
them's
are high,
probably
one of
kinda
them's
like
gonna be very
yours.
similar.
Okay. Anyway, so
Maybe Tana.
Oh,
You'd like Tana.
I don't think she would.
Was it Tanner the serial killer?
Yeah, exactly.
That's just what the state wants you to think.
Oh my god.
Anyway.
There's certain state entities that would consider me a serial killer, I suppose. So, anyway, moving along. Right. So we'll just workshop this real quick then, Calls. See, this is the City of Jewels over here. We want to get all the way over to the City of Brass, which means crossing the Plain of Magma, the Cinder Wastes, and going quite close to the Sea of Fire. So
Sounds like great places. Let's go there.
that sound like lovely places, especially for maybe setting up a vacation home, maybe timeshares. But do you feel like a lot of things? Do you feel like a lot of things living there probably don't give a fuck about fireballs?
That's why we sell the timeshares to people from the plane of water, which sucks probably.
What about the plane of ooze?
That sounds like a terrible place.
Kozlo,
oozing
you
with
see
personality.
Swamp of Oblivion. That sounds pretty nice.
Oh. Artax, no.
Fight against the darkness, Artax!
But again, you were about to say something about how you can do things to things that are immune to fire, I believe.
Yeah. Like test their immunity to fire, make sure, it really works.
Well, that's certainly a thing.
I
Okay.
can also ring a bell at them.
Oh.
You can ring my bell.
Out of character, I foresee Kozlo spending a lot of levels on Warlock in his near future.
Okay, cool. Well, I'm glad we had that conversation before we, jet off there or something.
I got it covered.
Okay,
That's the
perfect.
plan.
Okay, you just seemed really frustrated down there, Kozlo, and like I said, we're still in the plane of Earth.
The plan is to come up with a plan. I have a concept of a plan.
Alrighty then.
How many?
So, yeah, do we
stones
just
is
wanna go to the
plan
furnaces
plan
then?
going to be?
Should we check in with the old lady before we go?
Oh,
Who's the old
what old lady?
The elder that
You
we
mean
was talking to.
the dude? But yes.
Raine, even though you have a
was
map
a
to
dude,
the
my bad.
furnaces, you have
Yeah.
an underground map of the series of caves. You actually have no idea where the entrance is.
That's why we ask questions to the old lady who I don't know who we're talking about.
Never stopped this
It's
before.
a guy. It was
The old guy. Well, we don't presume to. We don't presume to
How do we
his
know it was
gender.
an old guy? I
Yeah.
don't see,
thought
I don't see
those were the
pronouns on any of
pronouns
these.
used, but it is what it is.
It is.
I do have to leave directly at 9 o'clock for the record.
Oh, okay.
So do we want to go talk to this elder person?
Yeah,
Sure.
Sure. Yeah, why not?
watch out for the basilisk.
Also, isn't there like a Dow coming to collect your head or something, Grabella?
My mask.
Oh, that's not nearly as bad then.
I'm not giving up my mask.
Yeah, no, that's the trick. You tell someone you pay them later, and then you don't. Works every time.
Well, we even have a better bonus out of this, Kozlo.
Was
Because
it?
technically, there were twins when the Dow talked. I didn't look like me or sound like me. So if I'm the only one here, I can just make it look like I was a contractor who was screwed out of the job.
All right, here's the plan. We'll leave Wangdoodle here, apparently.
Ooh, wait a minute. Sorry, carry on. Let's go talk to this elder. I have an idea.
I'm just saying, if it's already a poorly constructed contract. And clearly, no one's going to hold up their end of it.
If I have a few hours, I can probably make a duplicate of you, Wangdoodle. Leave it behind. Could be really funny.
Yeah, sure. Why not?
Oh, we're back. You probably want to close that door.
Oh, you're alive. We saw a bunch of billowing smoke and steam coming up from that hole. We feared you were dead.
Yeah, we didn't do that. There was some other guy.
He narrows his globular-looking eyes at you.
Kozlo blinks slowly, one eyeball at a time.
I see. Well, what did you learn down there?
Really good shape presses down there. Really, really fine work for, factory line.
They was making a bunch of golems. We killed one.
Golems.
Killed several, actually.
Oh, true. Yeah, we killed like 3 of them.
Yes.
Yeah, a couple stone, an iron or 2. There was that weird coagulation of gears and like this red ichor kind of stuff.
Don't forget our salty friend.
Oh, yeah. He did not like anything to be moist.
Ah. Yes, it is known that the Tao tend to fashion golems in servitude, but they find them to be not as long-lasting as living creatures. The power that they require is quite significant. But surely you didn't go digging in the hole just to find some golems. Were they protecting something? Anything interesting about the young lady's past? He nods at Grabella.
Yeah, a bunch of stuff. Turns out he's a weirdo.
He chuckles dryly. Well then, what are your next steps?
Kozlo looks back at Raine like you were the one that was just saying things about places to go.
It's actually a really good question. See, I think we I think we came here because we were looking to start building some kind of coalition for reclaiming the city of brass, Raine mumbles to herself. And I think we were hoping to tap into Grabella's ancestry, pedigree, to possibly get the earth elementals on board and also have them talk to their fellows on the prime material plane to not go to war while we're dealing with the city of brass. And so far I feel like we've kind of turned up fuck all, actually, on that front. Turns out Grabella's not really all that important here. If anything, she's actually, I don't know, a bit of a, would you say, fugitive from the law of these parts? Would that be accurate to you, Grabella?
I don't think people would probably try to kill me if they saw me.
Yeah, so probably not looking at building any kind of coalition anytime soon with that, are we?
Yes, that is understandable considering what Razadul had did to the furnaces.
We got a furnaces, but we're gonna go there?
So do we think
The
if we fix whatever's...
The furnaces are currently infested by a host of demons. No thanks to your grandfather.
Do you think these demons can catch on fire?
He shrugs. Not much in the plane of Earth can catch on fire, little.
You know, that doesn't make a whole lot of sense. I feel like you should put that in the brochure.
He looks over at you. Bro. I am
Little pamphlet talks about all the interesting things to do in your particular plane.
I'm afraid we don't have one of those. But we do have, well, thanks to give to you. You've saved us, at least temporarily, from the end of the Tao's whip. So, thank you. We Peck are in your debt. But Young one, he addresses Grabella. You will
Yeah.
not be able to walk into the City of Jewels and reclaim your family's heritage, as it has been quite marred by Razadul's dealings with the Nine Hells. The only thing that you might be able to do is redeem your family's name, if that is what you wish. Only then may the Great Khan even consider granting you an audience. Waltz into the City of Jewels as is, and you will likely be sharing a spell with your grandfather.
Getcha.
What if we were to purify these furnace place?
Peck looks at you with concern. What? You 5 against a horde of demons now using the furnaces for their own arms?
Well, it's not really just 5 of us. We have the cannons, we got Chompy, we got Manaflow. Like, it's more than 5.
It also wouldn't be the first time we went up against a horde of demons and wiped them out.
The Peck thinks.
It's like the 4th time, just by my count. Maybe the 5th?
Sounds like suicide, but possibly one of the only things that would redeem your family's name in the eye of the Great Khan. For some reason, the Tao themselves have not reclaimed the furnaces. They're due to their own lack of power or competence, I do not know. But the presence of the demons in the furnaces vexes them, certainly, and is the core problem of them not being able to return the City of Brass. The furnaces are the Tao's hub of creating the elemental ores and refining them into the ingots that they trade within the city. Without them, they are left with only collecting slaves and mining the raw gems by hand from the plane of Earth, as you can see, even going so far as to reclaim the rubble from your grandfather's former home. Yes, while I do believe reclaiming the furnaces would significantly heighten your standing, I would not suggest anyone go against a horde of demons. But if you are brave enough, I know where the entrance of the furnaces lie. I can take you there, across the sands. It will be a perilous journey.
Well, how convenient we have this lovely sand skiff that calls the rescued.
Skiff? We haven't seen one of those in years. Many years. Some of the youngest packs here have never seen one at all.
It
Skiffs.
does maybe look a little bit like something that Razorface would have made.
Call him Razorface.
No,
Oh my god. I've been waiting for him to come up with a stupid nickname.
The skiffs were powered by Borean shards, shards that they claimed and trade in the City of Brass. You can understand why you may not see skiffs around the plane of Earth anymore, not without their hub of trade. Tell me, little green one, how did you power the skiff?
Shoved a bunch of pretty rocks in it.
Ah, yes, the classic.
I should have just been like,
Rocks.
Ah, yes, rocks answer to all of life's problems. Peg nods sagely and eyes you with a newfound respect.
no, yes, rocks, of course.
That'll certainly make it much less perilous, though a bit more obvious. Allow me, as thanks, to accompany you on the skiff. I can summon a sandstorm that will envelop the skiff and block it from the sight of the Tao. And until we get out of line of sight of these mining camps, then we should be free to ride the sands towards the entrance of the furnaces in the Red Canyons.
Sounds like a plan to me.
Kozlo looks over at Raine like, see, I told you I had a plan.
That's not. Never mind.
Unless you wish to make the trip by foot.
No. I need to take a rest. I think a lot of us need to rest, and resting in the back of a sand skiff sounds a lot better than, well, the alternative of not resting as we trudge through a bunch of fucking sand that gets everywhere.
Quite true. The sands are very perilous for those not born of the plane of Earth. You're lucky to have found and repowered one of those skiffs. Hopefully it'll make the entire trip.
See, I told you, Kozla, it was a good idea.
What? When?
When I told you, should we just take one of these skiffs?
Oh, yeah. Good call on that.
See, that was my contribution.
I can guide your way to the entrance to the furnaces. And we'll see how long this skiff decides to carry you. You can rest while we make the journey. I cannot pilot it myself, though one of you more clever mortals shall have to do it. But I can be your guide, and I can help you avoid running the skiff over, say, some of the more hungry sandworm dens in the desert. Please, allow me to accompany, as thanks. And if you are crazy enough to clear the furnaces of the demons, then the peck shall not be put to the stone as eagerly as before. Will help out both of our people.
Great, sounds like a plan.
I don't see a problem with that at all.
Very well. We should leave, however, before the Tao returns.
Yeah, they're gonna be mad.
Yes. Unfortunately, they will transfer their rage over to the poor Peck. But if you give them just a glimmer of hope, perhaps one day their days of servitude will be over. He will be more eager to not sell you out first touch of it. He gestures over at the Peck, who are kind of wringing their hands and looking at you with their big, bright, opal-colored eyes. Why not give them a couple of words of encouragement? And just tell them exactly what you want to do once the furnaces are freed and the Tao are no longer entirely reliant on tech for.
Kozlo will glance over. This is the first time he's thought that far ahead in a long time.
Hey everyone! Good news! Yours truly, Kozlo Greenfinger, at your service, along with the rest of the team over here. We're gonna go get the furnaces running again. We're gonna get the Tao under control, and it's gonna be a little weird for a while, but then it's gonna get better, all right?
I have a cousin in the furnaces. You're going to the furnaces?
Is your cousin a demon?
No, they is Peck.
Okay.
Please, young master. There are many Peck still stuck in the furnaces. Won't you help them?
Absolutely. We will assist them as best as we can.
Have you Pecs ever heard of an HR department?
What is HR?
Oh, he's really nice. His name is Mr. Ticklefingers.
I think they probably need to start with like a labor union first and then upgrade to HR, C-Swab.
Let's be honest. Is HR an upgrade from a labor union?
No, you're right. Oh, I mean, I feel like your guys' HR is perhaps an upgrade. Perhaps.
Also, wouldn't it technically not be HR just because of the fact by nature there's no humans in Maginox? So, like, it can't be human resources. It'd have to be, like, KR?
I feel like we did this bit already back when we came up with HR, and I cannot remember what we decided the H stood for.
I don't.
Yeah, we came up with another word for it that was like... It was some sort of word for indentured servitude.
Yeah, we 100% did this bit, but I don't remember the outcome. But you are correct, C-Swab, yes. I don't know where to... You say human resources? Is that what HR stands for? That's strange. The only human we have is Morris. He's an idiot.
Henchman resources.
Henchman
That's what it was.
resources.
There it is.
That's what it was.
correct,
Yeah. Which was more
Nailed it.
accurate at the time.
Please, there are still so many Peck in the furnaces. I don't know what they're going to do if they're surrounded by demons.
To be clear, they're not in the furnace, like physically inside the place where it's burning, like fuel for the furnace.
No. They push the carts and mine the ore that normally the Tao would turn into their enchanted ingots.
Don't worry, we'll go there, we'll clear the place out, we'll get all your little Pekka friends taken care of.
Whoa. Whoa.
Oh,
What?
Heck. No,
thank you. What would we possibly without you? Oh, I wish you well. I wish you the best of luck. Please, help the Peck in the furnaces.
Yeah, we're gonna... I feel like I said that a few times now, but yeah, that's what we're gonna do.
The Peck surround you, and they place their hands on your shoulders, on the top of your head, and on your back.
What's happening?
Shh, just let it happen, Coslow. Let it happen.
That's my line!
You feel some sort of strange kind of power shake through you as their hands begin to tremble. It reminds you of the earthquake that you felt in the pressurized Razadul vault. Their
Oh god, I'm gonna explode! It's my dream!
Their eyes close, and they begin to hum softly in kind of a group musical incantation. The Elder Peck nods and folds his arms across his chest. You may not know this about Peck. For those that they trust, a Peck in great numbers is able to accomplish fantastical things, including healing the body and soul. It's called stone singing, and the Peck are more powerful the more there are. Coslow, after the Peck surround you and hum, they remove their hands, and you do feel actually quite refreshed, even though you're not damaged or not wounded in any way. The sand is no longer in your eyes. It's all pooled at your feet. It's no longer in your shoes. It has escaped. There's no sand in your ears, and the heat does not feel as oppressive as it did before. The Peck smile at you in unison. You're still young. Still powerful in great number. Help them, we will remember. The earth always remembers. We are thankful. They take a step back and remove their stony hands from your body.
Did I just get a bath?
They kind of giggle. Mortals are not used to being free of dirt. It is quite silly. Their bodies excrete oil that collects dirt so readily. You would think they would enjoy it. No.
I do enjoy it.
Oh, we can make you dirtier.
No, that's okay. No more touching, please.
Also do the thing, like the dog thing after it gets a badge, just rolls around in the dirt for a bit to get its smell back.
But for now, go, and your feet will not be encrusted with sand or earth for a time. Our blessing will make it slough off of your body.
Great. Thanks. All right, let's get out of here before they touch me again.
Well then, they're your things. Let us go and be away from this place before the Tao returns.
For the Peckmobile.
The Peckmobile.
We can't do this because then he's gonna start calling it the Peckermobile.
I was actually thinking helipecker.
Oh my god. The flying pecker. Yeah.
Costa, where did you park it?
This is right there. Also, Wing Doodle parked it.
Oh, right. Wang Doodle was driving.
Oh my god, Bear was driving?
No.
How could this be?
So, peck is like a it's not necessarily like a naughty word, but it's kind of like it's not like a slur, but it's sort of like something you would say in Tagalog, the language of Filipino, that kind of means like, oh, you're being like a little pussy about it. And so there's a bunch of Filipinos I work with, so everybody calls each other pecks all the time. So like this is constantly just like all in my head I'm thinking is everybody's just calling each other a giant pussy.
The only thing I can imagine right now is like the Scott Pilgrim bit where he's like explaining Pac-Man of like, oh, it's Paku Paku. Just like that whole bit over and over again.
The Elder Peck walks with you to the sand skiff. And very carefully mounts up on the stairs and joins you inside. He does suggest dumping the golems overboard and allowing the sand to swallow them. Do you do so?
I would cannibalize them for as many like spare useful parts as I can find, but yeah.
If you do so, you'll have to keep it on the boat, but your boat will not go as far. You'll have to choose. Because if you cannibalize it, you'll have to keep it on the ship while the ship is moving, and therefore it'll weigh more, and then your ship will not go as far.
Alright, I'm down with dumping them then.
Right? They're gonna have to get dumped. The Peck Stonemaster, with a gesture, causes a wave of sand to cover all of the golems, sink back down into the earth. Would get us a little farther. Right, come, point your skiff to the northwest. Follow the edge of that canyon. For a time, I will surround us in a blinding sandstorm, and you'll be driving blind. Don't worry. Go in that direction. And when we are out of the Tao's sight, I will drop the sandstorm, and we will continue on, unabated. You will get to the furnaces in no time, and you will be able to rest.
Yay!
Alright.
Oh, okay.
All right. That'll be the end of the session as you and the Elder Peck Take the now repowered sand skiff to the entrance of the furnaces in the Red Canyon. He points you in the right direction and summons the sandstorm to ensure that the skiff is not spotted by the Tao as you make your trip. Soon enough, the skiff, surrounded by the sandstorm, is pointed in a direction, and all you can hear is the whirling, howling of the sand around you. And when it clears, you are crossing a desert on a floating ship that just bounces along lightly above the desert sands. It would be quite enjoyable if you didn't notice all of the Borean shards quickly going dark as they are drained of power. Hopefully, it'll be able to get you to the entrance of the furnaces without having to tread across the dangerous sand. But for now, that'll be the end of today's session, as you have escaped Razadul's exploding research vault, and now are on your way to the demon-infested furnaces. Be prepared for a challenge and rest up, as the furnaces will be your most dangerous adventure yet. For now, that's the end of the session, and I will see you all next week. Sound good?
Hooray.
Yay!
Huzzah!
Huzzah!
Huzzah! All right, everybody.
Anna
thank you for the
tried
session.
valiantly to get me killed this session, and she failed again.
Damn.
She almost got you though.
Almost,
He did almost get me.
almost. Just a little bit of poison spray. Man.
The sand.
All right. That's it for today. You all are free. I will see you next Monday, 6 o'clock sharp. Sound good?
Hooray.
Sounds good.
All right, everybody.
Hey, y'all.
Have a good night.
See
Have
ya.
a good week.
Alright.
Bye. All right, everybody. That is it for Arctis today. Whoa. Thanks for watching. Not caught up on the lore? Catch up on our shorts and our funny moments and full VODs over on Arctis DD on YouTube. We do post our YouTube shorts on Play Arctis on Twitter, TikTok, and Blue Sky. If you want to follow us there for some bite-sized content. We're a small channel, so all of your likes and subscribes are greatly appreciated. And I'm your DM, Zarina. Hey! Thanks for hanging out with us. The happy partner anniversary. Thank you, Spencer. Greatly appreciate it. Etc. Thanks for watching. Thanks for tuning in, everybody. Hope you had a good time. And I hope to see you next time. Our next session will be next Monday at 6 o'clock p.m. Pacific. So catch us then. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.